Welcome back to Sunshine Forest here on Farming Simulator 25. It's episode 8 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see my last episode, when I bought the case, I'm having a great old time. I'm using it to great advantage, and I'm really enjoying doing it as well. I say it's more kind of manual, hands-on. Let's get some stuff done. Now I'm in the process of trying to raise funds, and this has been recorded in different segments. This I'm actually doing. I don't want to spoil the the magic, if you want to call it that. But these first two clips you're going to watch, these first two bits that we're doing now, I recorded without voiceover. I was just playing, and I recorded and thought, we'll have it there as footage. And I thought, as I was editing, I thought, no, I should talk over the top of it and explain what we're doing. But I don't want to repeat myself, because on the later bits, obviously when I am talking, I can't remember what I talked about and what I didn't talk about at the time of editing. But I am getting my piles together, trying to line them up as best as I can, and I'm going to work my way sort of across the forest. But yeah, we're saving up because we're aiming towards the next big bit of equipment we're going to need to purchase, and we'll just see how we go. It's I'm trying to think of various different bits of equipment and machinery I can try. I've also been considering it, and I think I talk about it later on as well. But when I said about watching the Woodsman series, and there's one called Axemen, but I'm watching Swamp Loggers at the moment, and I was thinking about doing an episode where I go through the full how it's done, or not. It depends where you are in the world. Again, it's that how it's done, what I've been watching on TV, how they've been doing it, of using a feller buncher. The feller buncher's out there bringing down the trees, putting them in sort of little piles, and then they've got one like this with a grab on it, which either the skidder or the clam bunk. And again, it's that weird thing. I've done so many mod reviews and map tours and various different things, and in my head it's always been the same thing. I know what a piece of equipment is, I know what it does, and this is this, this is that. But the skidders, the grab is pointing down, and the crane arm can come down, grab a pile of trees, grab it up on the grab, and it will drive them off to the next part of the operation. Whereas a clam bunk is the other way up. It's still got the same grab, but the grab opens up towards the sky, and they're often loaded onto with another piece of equipment. Then the clam bunk closes and it drags it off. Kind of working like a skidder, but slightly different. So I thought about doing an episode where I run through and do each process. Do the feller buncher, use a skidder, drag the stuff out with the skidder, cut it into the size it needs to be done and delimbed, then load the lorries, then take it. I just thought that might be quite cool, because it's not a set of processes I generally do. I don't tend to do skidders and that kind of stuff, but I just thought, it might be, I don't know, depends how people feel. I know people, I've been doing a bit of the farming side of things. I'm going to bounce between the farming and forestry on here. The forestry's paying for the farming. I think we might look at getting another plot of land, actually. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get another plot of land. Another thing I'm trying to do as well is just trying out different methods, different tools. And if you've been watching my channel for a long time, I've done a lot of forestry over the years. I've done a lot of farming series. I've done a bit of everything, and it is very easy to fall into the same habits of using the same bits of equipment and doing it the same way. So I'm trying a few different methods, using telehandlers like I'm doing now for just neating up your piles and your bundles. I find it very helpful, because especially when you're loading a log trailer up, I think I might have made a mistake. I think I might talk about it later on as well, doing 8-metre cuts, because my trailer's not really long enough. The trailer looks really big, but 2 sets of 8 metres is not, it's really not working particularly well. But if I can tidy my piles up, when I grab them and load them onto the trailer, the neater they are, the easier you can load your trailer up. If they're a bit haphazard, and sometimes they can be a bit haphazard, and you've got some that are sticking out, some that aren't, when you try and put your next load next to it, they can just get all tangled up, and you're not utilising your trailer to its best. I think, I don't know. Like I say, I'm just fiddling around trying a few different bits and bobs, but Anyway, yeah. Well, I was saying that actually, you know, not that you're necessarily interested. I would check it out, Swamp Loggers, if you haven't ever seen it. Have a look. It's a good series. But I was watching that, and then I was doing a bit of research on the guy, Bobby Goodson, whose logging company it was, All Terrain Logging, and the Swamp Loggers was 2012. I'm sure I said 2012. I think they did 3 or maybe 4 seasons of it. It was around that sort of time. And I thought it's weird they never really carried on. They didn't, you know, after a certain point they didn't do any more series of it. But what was really sad to hear was in 2022, 2023, 2022 I think it was, they just stopped operating. Just shut up shop, stopped going. He'd been logging for 37 years and he was 3rd generation. I'm sure it was his dad and his granddad were both loggers as well. And since like 10, 11 years old, he wanted to do logging. It's all he'd ever wanted to do. The company had built up 37 years. And the economy had changed so badly. And he said that the margins weren't great. They were okay. You could make a bit of money doing it. But in 3 years, the cost of fuel tripled. And the problem was then, if they were doing logging operations quite a long way from mills and stuff like that, the fuel costs were crippling the company. He was trying to keep everyone employed that he could keep employed, but it just wasn't financially viable. The cost of equipment and machinery, I suppose after COVID and all the lockdowns and all the problems with manufacturing and that kind of stuff, equipment, machinery, spare parts, prices of those went up as well, and he just couldn't keep operating. That's a really sad thing, isn't it? When you think 37 years. And the company had been going a long time, and then, yeah, just having to stop because you just can't keep it financially viable. Anyway, yeah, it's really, I was kind of, because I was really enjoying it, and I thought, oh, it's really cool, I wonder if there's any more, you know. And, yeah, I don't know, it's odd, isn't it? I suppose it happens everywhere, in every industry, but, you know, it's just because it was what I was watching, and I was kind of getting invested in the characters and the family members and all that kind of stuff, as you do with certain series. But anyway, I'm kind of doing that thing you would do when you're streaming. I'm just doing what I'm doing a bit of logging, having a chat while I'm doing it. And what I'm going to do is try and load this trailer up. I'm looking at maybe getting, I don't know whether to get a lorry or not, whether to invest in a lorry. The tractor's working fine with the trailer we got, but I don't know if we need a bigger trailer. So we can do 2 sets of 8 metres with plenty of space. But the bigger trailers can be a bit more expensive. There's a couple of Pitts ones knocking about, aren't there? There is another one, because this is, it's a Mack Trucker 921 version, isn't it? The one I've got now. And I'm sure there's a bigger one that has log bunks on it as well. I might have a look for one of those. And I'm also looking at maybe getting a pickup. I'm quite taken with the 82 Studio one. I don't know. We'll see. So here's the situation. This was something I was going to talk about a little while ago. I mean, obviously I'm going to carry on clearing some of this, and I'm using the telehandler, as you've already seen. But I've got my mandate now. We're kind of up and running. We've got another bit of equipment. Oh, that was what I was going to do. Can I afford to do it now? Yeah, you know what? I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. I was going to show you this first of all. Look at the price of wood. Lumber mill and selling station wood are both up around 1.8, which is amazing. Fantastic price. My mandate from the ministry is I've got to send every so many loads by train, need to be going off for other projects. But the price at Goldcrest Valley is awful. They're all falling, but that's so much lower. So we've got to do one load. The only downside is loading with the crane on the side of the railway. It's a 2 log crane. It's one of the small ones. I'm not so sure whether I'm better off. I mean, I suppose I could try. It's going to take a long time to unload a log trailer, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's head up here. to our land, because I said in the last episode, didn't I? Oh yeah, that was I was to show this map, the growth map. HMG reached out to me. If you look at the sheep pen, that's changed it because we put sheep pen in. If I paint grass down, that should help resolve some of the issue I've got with the precision farming. But you can see all the land that's around, all the grass, it is grass. That's why each plot is showing as a field, because each plot is essentially a grass field. That's why when I did the precision farming and I split this up into separate sections, when I bought it and got the soil map, I soil mapped the whole lot, which is where I might have an issue. So you can see there, all the grass is ready to harvest, in inverted commas. It's a consideration. So anyway, I said I was going to buy another plot. It was this one, wasn't it? 18. 53,000. Should we do it? I reckon we should do it. Nice. So we've got our plot next to us, which means we can continue our forestry. We've got a nice big forestry plot here, which we can really eat into. Whether we... I mean, I was going to look at doing one of these, because I thought if I can join this up to here, and then we can put a kind of roadway in or whatever. But the problem is this one's that's not horrendous, 166 grand, but it's a big chunk of money. I thought like open areas, say 78. I suppose we could go for that, something like that next. Nice open and clear. We can get some more fields in. I'm thinking of the farming situation, maybe get some more fields in. But anyway, so new field purchase. So we're expanding our land. Not quite a land grab. It's not, you know, it's not frantic, but yes, I was just showing the prices. And I think what we'll start doing, we'll load the trailer up. I'm only going to do. I'm not going to. I'm not going to make any sweeping statements at this stage, and say something daft like 1 in 5 loads will be going by train. I was going to do every other one, and then when I saw the prices, I was like, no, that's not going to happen. All they've said is they need some lumber going by train, because it is required elsewhere, the resources, which is fine. I have no problem doing that. At the end of the day, I'm cutting ministry land, so I cannot get over how much easier this is. I mean, it's not a surprise, is it? I mean, I've used forestry equipment before. We've done logging before. I've used plenty of forage harvesters and the old black sheep modding excavator. Oh, I forgot the number of it that I used to use. This, for some reason, I'm just feeling this is very controlled. It feels smooth. I don't know. Someone asked me about the farm stick the other day. Since update 1.8, I'm having an issue with the farm stick, but it is being dealt with because Thrustmaster made the farm stick for console, or made the farm stick working with Giant software to work on FS25. That was the whole point. When I messaged and said that. They're now talking with Giants, and they asked me for some extra information yesterday, and the guy that I've been talking with, Ollie, apologised, and I said, look, at the end of the day, don't apologise, because I said when I did the video on the farm stick, they sent it out to me. I feel very lucky and privileged to be in a position where, you know, yes, there is an issue, but I can help. You know, if I can give them some feedback and some assistance in what I'm finding, you know, and the issue I'm finding is, I didn't actually say to him what was wrong, just that it stopped working, is that every time I start an ignition, because I don't run auto ignition on, I have mine off. So if I turn the ignition off now, my ignition's off. If I turn it on, I turn it on. So I don't have it where you jump in and out and it automatically starts. So I can turn my ignition on now and it can sit here running, no problem at all, ticking away until I decide to drive away. And when I accelerate, I accelerate. After update 1.8, every time I start the ignition on any vehicle, doesn't matter what it is, it automatically drives away. I can't stop it from driving off. I can't sit just idling, ticking over. So for doing something like this, I can't do forestry because every time I start a vehicle and it drives off, I can't sit stationary to cut a tree down. It doesn't work. So they asked, do all the other controls work? And I said, look, I'll be honest with you, I think so, but because I can't stay still for long enough to operate anything, it's hard to tell. So they're looking at it and they think potentially something has happened where the setting for the acceleration for the throttle, it's set itself 50% to 100 rather than 0 to 100. So every time you get in and start an ignition, it's already saying it's accelerating, and it will try to go. So I don't know. So hopefully, potentially, that'll be sorted. Because as I said when I've done the videos on the farm stick, for doing something like this, it is awesome. Especially with a vehicle like this, which I'm finding to be awesome anyway. I just found it's frustrating, but it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not, you know, I suppose because the side panel stopped working in the, you know, it was never supposed to work in the first place, and then Sony did the, you know, whoever it was, Sony Giants, whoever caused the issue, and it stopped working. I kind of accepted the fact at that point that it's like, oh well, what can you do? You know, it is what it is. I know it's frustrating, but it will get fixed. You know, I don't know. I'm just trying to be open and honest because people have been asking, and I don't want people doing that whole, oh, you know, it's typical content creators, they're hiding stuff from us, they're not telling us the truth. I want to be completely honest, and that was the point. They didn't send it to me saying you have to say this, you have to say that, you have to say nice stuff only. I haven't been told anything at all. But what I am going to say is Thrustmaster have been absolutely brilliant at trying to sort it, at working out the problem. You know, they're not sitting back and going, oh well, you know, it doesn't matter now, you know. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought I'd explain. So anyway, I'm going to cut some more trees down. I'll probably see in a bit. I know it's interesting. Like I said, this has tension straps under it, and you can use tension straps for all sorts of stuff. It's not a big bag handle or anything like that. I know people weren't happy about me using tension straps to pick up the piles of logs, which again I showed a little while ago. I might buy one of the grabs because I bought the harvester head already. The attachments aren't cheap, but I might grab one of the grapples. If we go back into here and we go down to our forestry equipment, let's have this episode. It's just not going to be all. I say not going to be all forestry. Potentially. Oh, that was something else I was going to say. I put in a couple of small sheds for the sheep for when the weather gets inclement. Yes, we've got these grapples. They're not horrendous. I mean, 17 grand. I don't know if to go for one like that or one like that. The size is different. I'm going to go for a dangler, I think. These I can never get on particularly well. They are good because they'll do huge amounts at a time. But these, I think, because of the way they close up, they just close up tighter around stuff. Although the downside with these is they're not that big. So you won't get a huge amount in there. I suppose. I don't know. Shall I lease one and try it? You know what? I think what we'll do. Let's lease one and give it a go. I'm going to change the colour of it. I think. Let's make it nice and light so we can see it. We'll go for a nice bright yellow. What should we go white? Let's go white. Oh, I know what we'll do. Let's go. Let's go metallic. Let's lease it. What's that going to cost us? 867. We'll make that money back, and if we find it works really well, then we'll. Yeah, I'll try loading up with that. I mean, I'll say the tension straps. I'm more than happy to use those, and will I use those off camera? Probably. Just going to try and clear this corner, so we've got a bit more of a bend around there, and I'm going to gradually. I kind of work my way along in strips. I go along a section. I'm very impressed with this. It will be worth absolutely every penny. I'm just thinking, should I go and grab the telehandler? I wonder if I can grab that grapple in the in the forks of that manure fork, rather than driving, because the excavator's quite slow. Whether or not it'll take more time to go in the excavator than it will do to bring it over with something else. Maybe I'll try something else. Right, see you in a moment. I'm going to go and grab that, and let's see if we can load up some with that. And then what we'll do, we'll take a load over. I want to give the crane a go. Yeah, again, I'm not overly keen, but we'll try. Oh, actually, oh, these little big brain moments keep happening. I just suddenly thought. There's that big forestry crane derrick thing, isn't there? The trailer, mind you, we'd need a lorry. I suppose we could lease a lorry, couldn't we, to pull it? Because we only need to put it into place, so we could lease a lorry just momentarily. I'm just thinking. Actually, let's drive over and I'll show you what I mean. So if we come over here, we've got the crane on the platform further up. I'm pointing again, which obviously again you can't see. Whoa! Now I don't know if it will work. It should do. I know that the ground's not clear, but you know what? I stopped and thought I better look before I cross the tracks, just in case. And what should happen? There we go. Yeah, so the crane's quite small, but I'm thinking that bigger crane, I wonder if we can open up the gantry for the crane either side of the tracks down here. Oh, will it allow me to unfold it on land I don't own? It should do, shouldn't it? I don't know. I guess we'll have to try that as well. But I don't know how much that is. We'll have to have a look at the price of that. So let's go and grab the stuff. I'll see about it down there in a minute with the grapple. And we'll see. It's 11:36. We have our least grapple over. Let's give it a go. I don't think I've used one of these. Certainly not on an excavator anyway. Tell you what, I know I said in the last episode because I've been inspired by various different series, and I've moved over onto watching swamp loggers. I've been watching the guys, and I would have to say I think doing a multiplayer forestry would be especially like something like that, because we have got some swamp on here as well. You've got the guys with the fella buncher. So you've got the fella buncher, you got, whoa, wrong way around, okay. And he's just cutting, laying. You got some guys with a crane with a grab, a little bit like this, a grapple grab, kind of tides them up a little bit. Then the skidders come in and they'll lay down a track, especially on the swamp stuff, of trees, of smaller trees. The skidders come in, grab the piles, take them off to a platform, a deck they call it, and they pile the logs up. We've got two then cranes there with saws on, excavators. They'll cut them to length, pile them, then the lorries come in onto the deck and they'll load either one loader or two loaders loading onto the lorries, and the lorries keep going. And it's that thing of, I keep watching thinking that is so cool. I don't think, let's just double check. Let's go under here. I don't think, have we, oh okay. So we could still grapple but tension strap as well. Okay. Actually, that's gone way bigger than I thought it was going to. It will certainly be better than two logs at a time. Well, at the end of the day, let's just give it a go. I keep turning the whole vehicle. I keep forgetting because this is an excavator. I can just swing the whole lot, and if I'm not quite in position, just rotate the head. We're all good. And like I say, I know forestry is not everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone likes it. Some people find it not difficult, but frustrating, whatever. I think the more you do it, the better you get at it anyway. And you say that, you know, I've done a lot of forestry on the various different iterations of the game, and I like doing it. And you can have a good day, you can have a bad day. You can have days where you've done stuff you've done 100 times before. Come on, keep closing, keep closing. It's like it doesn't want to close any more than that, which is weird. My tension, okay, so I can, well, undo the tension strap. So doing the tension strap up really grabbed those up tight, but I'm not sure that's been the best thing for it. Let's release that a little bit, just to let that off a little bit. So is it going to be easier just tension strap? Of course it is. Did that pick up better than I thought it was going to? It actually did. I was quite surprised. And obviously using the excavator as well, rather than telehandler, we can get so much higher, and we can get right up on top of the whole thing. No, be careful. That's the only thing that I say. I want to get my farm stick working again, because on console, as soon as you start twisting, It can open the grab. I'm not a big fan of that. I need to come more this way. Because I don't want to go over the... we might have to open that as it is. I'm not too happy with that. I need to come that way a bit more. Rotate. Open. And like I say, oh, what the... Okay, I've caught them. I've caught the supports. Of course I have. I need to be in a gap. I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at how far off the end they were, and I was actually between two supports, and that's gone on really poorly. So, like I say, when I'm watching the shows, and I think if I could use the farm stick, that would be a lot smoother. Just thinking, can I close that right up? And let's go to there and to there. Okay, we can tidy up a little bit. What? There's a certain amount of finesse you can get to these things. When you see guys doing the videos on YouTube and the viral videos where you've got excavator drivers and they're pouring cups of tea, like they'll use the excavator crane head and stuff like that, and they'll pick up a teapot and pour honestly, the guys that do this a lot, you know, professionals, you know, people that are good at it. Try and get that to go into a better position. Like I say, I think, yeah, the tension strap on its own would be easier, but I understand, you know, people, the purists, I get it. There you go, let's drop that down to there, and hopefully if I can. It's not pretty, I know it's not. Further, probably should have come a bit further over. Just try and get that to settle. There we go. Then come back a bit. Can we drag it over a bit? Maybe not. Oh, a little bit. I mean, that's safe. It's not ideal, especially when I took the time to, when I'm using my telehandler to gather everything up and make it nice, neat piles. That's going to take some practice with that head, it really is. But I guess we should really invest in one, even if we're going to use the tension straps. At least we're using the grab. If you use the grab with the tension straps, it's not just tension straps, and then that kind of, it's a bit more realistic. But again, you can bounce between the tools then, the various different bits of equipment. And then there's the stump grinder, so I can have a stump grinder head here, and I can just switch between that, clear the stumps out. I think that'll work out quite nicely. Just want to have a go. Let's do that. Again, I'm curious. I don't know how big a pile this will let us pick up. So let's find out. Put it in there. Go that way. Are we out as far as that will go? Let's rotate that. Are we central? Kind of. Let's go that way. No, want to go up. That way, rotate that way. Well, we're over the whole lot. Okay, tension strap. Okay, didn't grab all of it. But, I mean, as far as, like I say, log loading goes, because the next load's going to be way overhanging on the back, isn't it? Yeah, it's too wide. What we need to do that, then that. Open that back up again. We've narrowed it a little bit. Then we come, there we go. We come down in there a little bit. Okay. Let's speed up. It's 12:30. We have a full load. I'm going to take it to the lumber mill and sell it. Hopefully, we are full. Again, not the neatest loading. I didn't do my one lot one way, one lot the other way particularly well when I first started. I think I was overhanging way too far at the back. I might have to go back to doing 6 meters. I think the 8s, they're just a little bit too long. But at least with the 8s, I'm getting far more wood on there. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But I had a plan. When I said about that crane, and I said about getting a lorry, I can always pull that crane with a dolly. I've got the tractor. I brought the tractor over. We'll go down and have a look at our new plot of land as well in a moment. I'm going to see if we can buy that crane. Well, actually, I'll see if we can buy that crane. It depends what we earn, because that crane is expensive. It's 110 grand, but I reckon it will come in very handy. And then what we'll do, I'll load some more up, what I've cut. I haven't cut a huge amount, but... And then we'll see... Come on, be good. Okay. I got like 86 when I did a load like that before. And we've got... we have got enough. Do I just go for it? My worry is... Oh no, actually no, we can put it to the side, can't we? Because if we get the extension, or is it going to charge me more for the extension? I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, if we come into here, not here, here, and we go to our miscellaneous, this one here, the wood crane. Oh, it's on extended arm already. Oh, log grapple, clamshell bucket, bale fork, pallet fork, hook, log grapple. So it's not 110 grand, it's 120 grand. So if you want a grand, you can buy the crane with nothing on it. Brilliant. I haven't got enough money. Okay, I'm going to have to do some more logs. That's frustrating, to say the least. But with the extended arm, which doesn't cost us any more, I think we can overhang it over the track. So we can drive underneath it, grab it with the crane, go right the way out to load the train. We'll do that. That way we haven't got to straddle the railway. That should work. Yes, right, I need to bring some more up then. And then cut some more. Or maybe I can load the train up on the next one. What we'll do to end this episode, that kind of... Will it work, won't it work? What we'll do at the end of this episode, we'll grab the crane, we'll drive it down there, see if we can't open it up and it overhang the track. If it does, in the next episode, we'll grab a load of logs and we'll try and load the train up. That's the plan. What I'm going to do is whiz over here and just show you the little sheds. They were just, I think one was 650, one was 500. And I picked 2 different ones and just put them so they look right next to each other there. The sun's come out. Nice. Looking quite good for December. Pretty nippy. But we haven't had snow, so that's good. And because I just thought, you know what, if we get any inclement weather, we've got a couple of trees and bushes that kind of got landscaped in around them, just to give them a little bit of protection. And I've opened up the doors so they can come and go, to give them a little bit of shelter. And then our new bit of land then. We check the map. So it should... boundaries onto a... That means my boundary's no good now. So I need to scrub out the boundary... I'll landscape out the boundary we got. and then we'll put a new boundary in. What we'll do is just go from the sides up, I guess. Let's check on the map again. Oh yeah, so where our boundary comes around there, I need to find that point, and then we'll do a boundary up towards the woods here, and then we'll know that that's all our land. And the same here, where our boundary curves round, we'll go up to the woods, so we know our boundary then goes that way. Then we're just going a little bit. What I could always do to start off with, if I do some logging, I could actually log a gap around the edge of our boundary. Or I tell what we could do. We could go and do some tree marking. I don't really do much tree marking. We could do that, but we've got all of this. Let's drive right the way through. See how far we get before we get to our boundary. I'll keep checking the map. Cool. This is going to keep us going for a bit. How are we looking? Oh yeah, we're only halfway. For 53 grand do we pay for this? How are we looking? Ooh. Oh yeah. We've got some good trees near as well. Oh, we are sorted. Absolutely sorted. I had this weird... I'm sure I saw somebody doing it way back. It won't work. There's no way. Because log physics, they jostle around and move too much. I thought, what about trying to build, not a constructible, not, you know, cut down some trees and then put a log cabin in. I wonder if you could actually build a log cabin. The trouble is you can't notch the trees, but you can cut them. I wonder if you... No, there's no way it would work. I just had this crazy kind of... Oh, that would be quite cool. Anyway, let me go and grab some more trees. I'll lease the dolly. We'll see if we can unfold that crane next to the thing. And then at least we know we're kind of on track. Successful. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you as well was, again, in the logging scheme of things, if you are considering... I was looking at, not there, under excavator tools, I was looking at that because I thought, oh, I said about stump grinding. It's quite expensive for a stump grinder, but it's for the excavator tools, that's what it's for. Or, the other option you can do, if you come down to here, if you've got the, like this pack here, the excavator attachments pack, if you get the tools adapter, that enables you to put front loader, telehandler, wheel loader and skid steer loader tools onto your excavator. If you do that, which is only 12 grand, and then come up here and we go to our skid steer loader tools and get the stump grinder, which is only 2,500 for 14 grand rather than 23 grand. You've got a stump grinder. Yes, it's a bit of fiddling around. Does also mean you can use an excavator for rock breaking. That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, just thought I'd show you that. I've just been looking at all various different ways of solving problems, you know. Not necessarily a standard way of doing it, but yeah. Sometime later. Another big brain moment. Well, not a big brain moment. This is what I was talking about way back when I said about potentially upgrading our trailer at some point as well, which we will do. Because I said about putting 2 lots of 8s on, which we did earlier, which it overhangs way too much. So as I was cutting the trees down, I thought, well, I haven't got to worry about measuring sticks anymore. I've got a tree harvester head that I can just switch it up whenever I want. So I did a whole load at 8 and a whole load at 6. Genius. And now it doesn't overhang so much. But to be fair, to make life easier, if I can do them all at 8s or all at 6s, but if I do them all at 8s, I should get more logs, more money's worth. So it worked out really well actually. But with this load now, that should take us over the 120 we need to pick up that crane, I think, potentially. I think what I might do actually, while we're here, before we go into there, I want to have a look at, because I'm sure I've got one. Yeah, that's what we've got. We've got the 40 foot. Oh, it's 55 grand. It's a bit more expensive in it than we paid for that. For the 53 foot. But if we go back that way, where is it? I'm sure. Oh yeah, log forks. We should get 2 sets of 8s on there, no problem. What's that? 59. Okay. Might have to do a little bit of fiddling. The question is then, do I look at getting a lorry or do I get a dolly? A dolly would definitely be cheaper. And it's whether we've got enough oomph to pull it. So I think potentially looking forward, we are going to need to get a lorry, aren't we? So I'm going to have to look in the lorry section of available motors and see what we've got that's reasonably priced, something I like. And again, potentially look for something I haven't used before. Might not be a bad idea. But is there? Okay. What are we going to get for this? That is le question. Oh, blimey. Okay. Let's go, and then what we'll do, I think next episode will be, we'll get our first load onto the train, because what we'll... I'll show you, if I haven't shown you already, I'll show you the crane in just a moment. It's one of the small grabs you get on the trailers and stuff like that, and I think what we're going to be going for will be a lot better. Maybe then between this episode and the next one I need to do a bit more logging to afford the new trailer and a new lorry. I want to go out and do the tree marking to put in our boundary of our woodland, so I can go out and we can see as we're going round where our boundary is, sort out the boundary on between our two fields, put that back to how it was, should have been, I don't know. Help me understand. Nothing's making sense anymore. Right, so the last load I did. Is that working? Are we not inside the thing? Last load I did was 2 lots of 8s. And I said, oh, it wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be. I've been getting 80, 85. I then just did a load of 8s and 6s. And earned 70 grand. What? I don't know anymore. My brain's hurting. So as I was saying, way back at the start, which for me has been over a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days of recording and whatnot, but for you obviously it was, however, at the start of the episode. I'm seriously considering doing, like I say, doing a fella bunch. I mean, I might just get the heads, so I can use the same crane. I'm not going to have loads of them, but we might need to lease a skidder or get one from the ministry. If we can get the ministry to send us a skidder, at least I can show you the stuff. It won't be ours; it will go back. We could do the fella buncher, drop the trees down, skidder, grab it up, drag them out. What we need is one though. They call on the, what they call on their deck, on their platform, when they drag all the trees up with the skidder, they drop them off. The crane grab on the deck grabs them, puts them onto like a saw. It's like a flat bunk saw that cuts them to length. Then they grab them and they put them onto the trailer, or they put them into a stack, depending whether there's a lorry there or there's not. But yeah, I was going to say about this. I think I showed it when I did the map tour. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it's only a small. Whilst this does go along the sides, and it's pretty. Oh. Come on. Come on now, don't do this to me. Come on. There we go. Yeah, look. It's a weedy one. If you're unloading a train onto a lorry, or lorry to train, that's going to take forever, isn't it? That's the size grab we were using on those cranes right back at the start, on the back of the trailers, which I didn't mind. But if we're upping our game and we're getting bigger gear, that's just not going to. It's not going to cut the mustard. How do you cut mustard? I've never quite understood that saying. You spread mustard, don't you? So, on our way back, I'm going to end the episode by buying a crane. We'll get the one we wanted. Won't we? There we go. So, back to where we were before. Under our miscellaneous. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, we could have got the grapple yarder, couldn't we? We bought ourselves an excavator, but for 240 grand we could have got that bad boy. That might not be a bad one. We can look at getting one of those further down the line. I'm excited about this. I'm excited. So yeah, let's get our wood crane. We're going to have the log grapple, got extended arm. We're going to keep it forestry. We're going to go challenge yellow so we can see it, so it's not too. Do I go metallic? No. Do I change that to metallic? Maybe. Do that. Then that. That'll do. Rim colour, we'll leave as it is. Don't mind about that. License plate, no. 120,000. Oh, let's do it. Right, we'll get that shipped in. The next episode is going to be exciting because next episode we're going to try and put that by the side of the tracks, unfold it all. We'll bring a load in. We'll have to rent the train, see if we can load from the trailer. What I'm going to do between now and next episode, I'm going to cut down some more trees, and hopefully we'll have enough. If I do 2, 3, 4 loads maybe, or what I might do, I don't know, so I can get a trailer, can get a lorry, then we can up our game a bit more, can't we? Maybe. I'm just thinking the way that worked out with our loads, whether or not I might be better off doing, if I get a longer trailer, would I be better off doing 3 loads of 6 rather than 2 of 8? That'll be a test actually. We could do a test on that and see. So we're doing log testing at the same time. I haven't done log testing for way back. It was kind of a given that 8 meters was the perfect length, but what we just saw then wasn't necessarily the case. So I'm thinking maybe we do a load of 8s and do 2 loads of 8s when we get our new trailer, deliver it, then do 6s and do 3 loads of 6 and see what we get. I think we'll do that. But there you go. We have come to the end of another episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are going to do some more farming, don't worry. When those crops are ready, we've just bought some land. We're going to cut some trees down. We're going to do some stump grinding. Probably put in another field as we're cutting the trees on our own property, because we're going to move on to our own property soon to start doing that. We need to also then look at what we're going to do about a farmhouse, and then, yeah, better sheds, whatever it might be, a better barn, I don't know. We're going to put a whole lot of stuff in, but that's the plan. Like I say, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.